Yo, it's here for you. There'll be BS. Some back I home and that's also be Mac. But I'm a petty. But me show. I'm so excited that we are here today. The NDC over the weekend was in Tamale to launch the campaign, and it's an amazing time to be an NDC candidate. It's an amazing time to be an NDC member. It's a great time. As we panelists join us, as we set off and as we get ready, let us enjoy this particular one that unbelievable.
Come on, the victory of Muhammad.
Ghana is at an important juncture in its history, and the decision that we make on 7th December is going to reflect on the future of this country. In the last Afrobarometer survey, more than 80% of Ghanaians said that our country is going in the wrong direction. If you are walking or you are driving and you are going in the wrong direction, what do? You change your course. And that is why on 7th December, Ghana must change course. We cannot solve the crisis in which we are with the same people who caused the crisis in the first place. The youth of this country don't have 4 years to waste. The youth of this country are in a hurry to create the opportunities that will make them live a dignified life. The youth of this country want an experienced hand. They want a safe pair of hands. They want a hand that they have seen do it before to come back and take this country and rescue us from the mess in which we have been dumped by the Akuffo Bawumia government. 4 years of a good leader will make more impact than 8 years of a dishonest leader. It's not about how long you serve. It is about how well you serve. It's not about 8 years or 4 years. It is about hard work. It is about truth. It is about trust. And it is about doing the things that will create a future for our young people. And that is why the NDC is calling on you on 7th December to do your duty to your God and country so that we can turn this nation around. And so on this occasion, as the leader and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, I declare the campaign, NDC campaign for 2024 election duly launched. Ghana is at an important juncture in its history, and the decision that we make on 7th December is going to reflect on the future of this country. In the last Afrobarometer survey, more than 80% of Ghanaians said that our country is going in the wrong direction. If you are walking or you are driving and you are going in the wrong direction, what do? You change your course. And that is why on 7th December, Ghana must change course. We cannot solve the crisis in which we are with the same people who caused the crisis in the first place. The youth of this country don't have 4 years to waste. The youth of this country are in a hurry to create the opportunities that will make them live a dignified life. The youth of this country want an experienced hand. They want a safe pair of hands. They want a hand that they have seen do it before to come back and take this country and rescue us from the mess in which we have been dumped by the Akuffo Bawumia government. 4 years of a good leader will make more impact than 8 years of a dishonest leader. It's not about how long you serve. It is about how well you serve. It's not about 8 years or 4 years. It is about hard work. It is about truth. It is about trust. And it is about doing the things that will create a future for our young people. And that is why the NDC is calling on you on 7th December to do your duty to your God and country so that we can turn this nation around. And so on this occasion, as the leader and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, I declare the campaign, NDC campaign for 2024 election duly launched.
The victory of Mohammed. The victory of Mohammed.
Ghana is at an important juncture in its history. And the decision that we make on 7th December is going to reflect on the future of this country. In the last Afrobarometer survey, more than 80% of Ghanaians said that our country is going in the wrong direction. If you are walking or you are driving and you are going in the wrong direction, what do? You change your course. And that is why on 7th December, Ghana must change course. We cannot solve the crisis in which we are with the same people who caused the crisis in the first place. The youth of this country don't have 4 years to waste. The youth of this country are in a hurry to create the opportunities that will make them live a dignified life. The youth of this country want an experienced hand. They want a safe pair of hands. They want a hand that they have seen do it before to come back and take this country and rescue us from the mess in which we have been dumped by the Akuffo Bawumia government. 4 years of a good leader will make more impact than 8 years of a dishonest leader. It's not about how long you serve. It is about how well you serve. It's not about 8 years or 4 years. It is about hard work. It is about truth. It is about trust. And it is about doing the things that will create a future for our young people. And that is why the NDC is calling on you on 7th December to do your duty to your God and country so that we can turn this nation around. And so on this occasion, as the leader and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, I declare the campaign, NDC campaign for 2024 election duly launched.
I swear, this song, this clip, I can play it and play it and play it and play it. Paul, we can't see you. Paul, come and let's say welcome you. Hey, Charlie. The campaign has been fully declared, launched. And so I'm excited, and I'm hoping that my comrades on the line are pretty excited too. Rashid, how are you doing?
Kingsley, I'm doing good by the grace of Almighty Allah. I greet all our comrades around the globe.
Fantastic, fantastic. Paul de Soso.
Yes, Kingsley, I'm very good, very happy to be here this afternoon to part of this program. I'm grateful, and as usual, the campaign has been launched, and we can all see the excitement, the joy, the victory ahead of us. It is something that we can feel, we can taste it, we can sense it, and we can see it coming. So let all of us work together very hard to ensure that this victory that we can see, sense, feel, become a reality, not a dream for us. Thank you.
Chairman Richard Alija.
Yeah, Kingsley, and my very good friends, Paul and Rashid. We are all charged and poised for the elections. Even though we are far away from the grounds, we still have a lot of impact on the ground. We have our families, our comrades that we support, that we encourage, both in NPP, in Afafranto, and NDC. We are poised, and we are very confident that this election is for us. And the panic has set into some other camps, and we are not worried about that at all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So it was interesting. I saw many MPP people on Saturday posting that, and it was like prayer that God should send rain down on the people of the NDC, and I saw many of those posts, and I was so surprised that, I mean, for a party that is one that has performed so well, why would they be wishing that the feet of the people of the NDC be thwarted? But then again, this is the NDC MPP for you, and you cannot be surprised by anything that they've done. And just like Jerry Rollins said in the past, it is the same people. They have changed their name several times, but they have never changed themselves. So I wanted to get into, but let me come to you one by one. Let me start from Rashid. Rashid, so the campaign is launched. You've seen many of the speeches. Tell me your takeaway, and then your charge to the people of the NDC. And again, for many of you who are watching us live, our promo is still on. Hopefully, we'll select 5 people this week. Last week we selected 10 people. I don't know how we did that, but we were able to select 10 people. Uncle Bombay will come and support us. But yeah, 5 people will be selected again, and we will support you with data. We know that hopefully it will get better. We'll get enough to support you, everybody, with data. But yes, Rashid, let me start with you.
Yeah, thank you, Kingsley, for the opportunity, and I'm so happy that our campaign has officially been launched. And looking at what happened at Tamale on Saturday, I believe I am now convinced that our base, the NDC, we are more energized than ever to make sure that we are getting all our comrades all together to make sure that we have one common goal going into the general election to win power. Looking at what happened at Tamale, just look at how people trooping. Even some of our opponents were saying that because it's Tamale, people will not be coming here and there. But you can see all around you over thousands of people trooping from all over the country to Tamale to support our official campaign launch. And sometimes I feel so, I don't know, but it's very alarming to hear these MPP people saying that now Bawumia is from the north, and now NDC, our weakness will be in the north, and Bawumia is coming to take all the votes. No, we want to let them know that the north, 3 northern region, now 5, is always our stronghold. And what we have done in the 3 northern regions, now 5, cannot be compared to what MPP has done. Look at rural electrification. Even the number of people, the education, the UDS, all these schools that have been built across the northern Ghana was built by the NDC. So if the MPP are just trying to sing and dance their own tunes around, making sure they are coming with Bawumia, and Bawumia will come and get some of our vote, I'm telling you, this time around, all the seed that was lost in the north, we are gaining all the seed back and making sure that we will increase our vote by 20% in all the northern region. Just look at how the people, they were happy. They were happy to the extent that all our comrades, looking at the speeches, from our PCs here and there. Just imagine our president and our leader, John Dramani Mahama, speaking in all these languages. Did you see that, Kingsley? He spoke about 6 languages.
I did. I was amazed.
Yes. So just imagine the people looking at their own, speaking more than 3 northern languages. So umpewe ya Kingsley upediyen. And the Saman ye nika eya atinka kra ne se wohwe se de nipa ne bebree ba ye behyia any messages a ye de ma omo na wohwe omo enthusiasm like the way wohwe obi wo ha o ya ade na wohwe ne din a wotimi se ade na wo ye no wode ne wura ne na koma nyina ye den ahyem enti se Bawumia ma omo ba na omo diska ene nam fiefie e che omo no so hu de zina to kae wo se ye no kre ye nyina ni diska ho but ene no election a ye kom ne ma obi mfa sika ye den emba mbeto enti me no eye menage eye me ahoaho a se meme NDC ni NDC fo ni nyina ne yaye baako a yaka bom a make sure say election ya ye komu yi no ye de ahoden ene tikro baako na ekọ say election we no NDC ye bedi kan e wo sa election na ye komu so Kingsley kakra me wokan no na abedi.
Charlie, I saw I saw some of the procession in Wale Wale. I don't know if Bawumia was able to have a good night's sleep, but it was amazing. It was amazing. Tamali Kawula. Let me come to Chairman Richard Alija and then we go to Paul. Chairman, your take on the launch of the campaign.
Yes, Kingsley, again, let me move away. Everybody saw it. Move away from other things that flavored the campaign launch. My takeaway was regarding what the flag bearer, His Excellency President John Mahama, said as to the quality of a 4-year term and then the lies of an 8-year term. You should remember that the MPP guys are on various social media saying that the flag bearer is a flip-flopping regarding 4 years and 8 years, referring to some time ago in the past. But they are not smarter than the flag bearer, John Mahama, at all. You know, it speaks in context. It speaks in context. And Bawumia has been in the north saying that, you know, we 2 of us who are contesting are from the north. So he's wondering, they have to choose between him and his nothing brother, the President John Mahama. And that he was going to go for 8 years and Mahama has only 4 years. And that was disingenuous to begin with because there is no automatic. The Constitution talks about 4 years, it doesn't talk about 8 years. So from the start, he got himself wrong and tried to deceive the people again, as if he gets elected, which is not going to happen though, he was going to run a straight 8-year term. That's what he was telling the people, essentially. Remember, those people are very gullible, they are vulnerable, they may not know exactly what the whole Constitution is about. So if you go telling your own folks that, look, I am going for 8 years, and my other brother, who is a former president, can only take 4 years, you are lying. That is the first lie. So granted that Mahama is talking about 4 years, and you're talking about 8 years, even granted, let's say that is what the fact is. We have experienced an 8 years of lies, corruption, plundering of our resources, killings, thievery, and we don't have anything right now to show for the 8 years that we have almost traveled. So it's more about quality. Remember when John Mahama came in his past, he ruled for 4 years, essentially. He was a vice and then continued his term and 4 years. And if we want to list the number of things that are physically seen, tangibly can be touched, how do you compare that to? So he made it clear that, look, it's a 4 year of quality. It's a 4 year of a pair of hands that can deliver. And we have experience to show. It's not a 4 years of corruption. It's not 4 years of lies. That's what 8 years of lies. That's what we are looking for. So these are the facts that we, the communicators, we need to harp on strongly and let it sink to the electorate.
All right.
Let me stay here. Thank you.
Paul, Uncle BB. I don't want to say the whole thing. No.
Well, for me, the takeaway is that I stated last week on this program that this election is not about or between NDC and NPP. This election is between NPP and we Ghanaians. Because looking at the corruption, looking at the scandals, looking at the mismanagement, looking at the, unprecedented, break in governance, everything tells or shows that indeed this election is between the NPP and we Ghanaians. And as I stated last week, it is a duty for all of us all to ensure we work, we put our hands on the deck, we do not be complacent. Let's rather work very hard. It does not matter what the polls are saying, that the polls are saying that we are going to win the election. It should not, let us, think we have won. But the question over here, as His Excellency said, this is the time for everybody to be on board. Those who want to contribute to help to be agents, this is the time everybody should come on board. Let's all of us work very hard to ensure we get victory on 7th December. That's what I'll say.
Thank you so much, Paul. So let's get to the main matters. So we saw Sophia Akuffo on not missing words, and one of the things he said at the end was the fact that even if they will, he knows that he will be criticized, but he doesn't. She knows that she will be criticized, but she doesn't care. So Sophia Akuffo was telling us that people in government intentionally, people in state institutions intentionally butcher the institutions, like the hotels. They run them down. They make sure that they make losses. People will say that how can a hotel manager make sure that they are making losses? By making sure that there are things that will get people to come there that don't happen. Or even if somebody calls and say, hey, I want a room, you say, we don't have any room. So that because there are fewer people coming to seek rooms, then the entity becomes very cheap for government institutions to buy. And so this is Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's own person, a former CJ. So let me start from you again, Rashid. Your take on what the Lord Chief Justice said.
Yeah, thank you, Kingsley. I believe the tone that our former CJ, Sophia Akuffo, and a relative to our president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is on now. I believe most of our senior citizens should follow suit, because if we look at between 2012 to 2016, where most of our senior citizens were criticizing the government in some of these decisions or some of the things that was happening around that time. But this time around, most of them are quiet. Now we have the CJ, who is a senior citizen, a relative to the president, coming out and bold to criticize the government around some of these deals. Why will a government in power decide to just sell 60% a 60% stake in the SSNIT hotels to its own minister, MP? That should be a direct conflict of interest when it comes to corporate governance issues here. And you realize that most people were okay with it and they were fine, even supporting that decision that was took, and the president was quiet about it until the what's the name, the labor union went on strike. So sometimes if you look at the way this NPP governments are on this state enhancement and this state capture, you notice that they have one major tax for the NPP, just to accumulate wealth and make sure that they keep financing their own government, because they know they will be in opposition for a very long time. So they want to capture all our companies here and there. Before I even get to some of our later topics around the what's the name, Nanado's daughter here and there, you know that before SSNIT will decide selling out all its stake to one person who is a minister of a Greek. Looking at their books, just look at the books of SSNIT, their financial statement for the past 3 years. Yes, I agree with her that there was a conscious effort for them to make sure that they reduce their valuation and make sure that most of their financial indicators are being minimized so that they can sell it to their very own. Adena MPP for Behrinya meaning so more ton your friend is saying hotels Ediama friend is saying what's the name of that minister of agric
Brian Champon.
Brian Champon, yeah. Then the my doing so more ton I'm a Brian Champon because here the Brian Champon yena or you will be a bam we MP who's a minister but open say what talk about japadia ye canon so ye japadia keke a SSNIT for investment or my ye hotels in no ton in United Ediama your friend is saying Brian Champon nipa baako yen so nyina nim say corporate governance e ba no conflict of interest yin say e clear but mpanimfo bebree be defend your president aye din etete honom abra yen nyina nim say de ekoso no enye until say strike kese ekoso with our labor unions ni bebree o Ghana and sana afi de o ba beka se onya ntobiem ba me no be person me kan asem bi say Kingsley wo hwe de ekoso o Ghana na aya na ye mpanimfo ni bebree no omo yakwa enemy to our state Ghana omo nka no kre but wohwɛ sɛ deɛ maame ya bɛkasa yi a yɛhu sɛ MPP foɔ no bi astarte koraa yɛ atake no ana ɔno nso no na wonim sɛ ɛde yɛn ba atake no ba wɔka no korɛ ɛnyɛ no korɛ a deɛn na ɛbɛma ma take that decision no so me deɛ maame no ka no deɛ mehu ne sɛ wayɛ bold ana ɛwɔ sɛ mpre pii no nipa bebree no a ɔmo yɛ senior citizen te sɛ ɔno no ɔmo ba bɛka bi ɛnkyɛɛ koraa ehu sɛ Sam Jonah bɛka bi sɛ ɔmo afeeli the next generation ni ade no deɛ ɔmo yɛ no deɛ ɛyɛ akɔyɛ sɛ ɔmo afeeli yɛn because ɔmo ntumi nka no korɛ bi mu maama wɔ power no ɔmo ka nsɛm bebree etia maama ahane hane ade but ɛnɛ obiara yɛ din na wɔhwɛ ntumi deɛ maame no nyankopɔn ma na ahoɔden ne nkwatenten na ɔnkɔ so nka no korɛ for country Ghana.
That's what Papa. I mean, Chairman Richard Alija on the matter of Sophia Akuffo. Chairman, I think you are on mute.
That's correct. Okay, I'm on.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I am sorry about that. Let me say something, and excuse me, and with all due respect to everybody, and also to the Madam Leadership, former Chief Justice. I was not very sure about her until I saw her out on the street with her pensioners on the demonstration, picketing, and all that. That was when I was looking at it. I was like, what is going on here? Because previously I knew her to be an insider or a relative who was appointed to that position, even though he deserved it. I first of all, again, during the Mortey episode, the way she went very hard and harsh on those three guys, I was a bit concerned. And then coming to the position of being the Chief Justice, I saw how she led the speedy dismissal of the former EC, Madame Charlotte Osei. So all along, I had known her to be being an Akuffo. You know, I had no doubt about where her allegiance lies. But to my surprise, she made a U-turn and surprised me from the pension time, the DDEP time, up to now. So that tells the
Chairman, could that not be deceiving in that probably because when she was eating and her jaws were filled, she also was a party to the crime, and so she could not necessarily scream or shout. And because you see, again, even when she left power, remember that the COVID fund she
Yeah,
was
she was in
there.
charge.
We still don't have any account yet. We still don't have any account from whatever work she has done. I don't know how much she raised. I don't know what. So again, it is. I was the same. At some point, I was thinking I owe this woman an apology, but then I was thinking about it again. I'm like, I don't know. Is it that it could have just be that maybe all the promises that were made to her now she also is not getting it. So, maybe she has realized that people are eating more than her because she was definitely a party to the crime.
Well,
Yeah, so
well,
sorry,
mm,
Kingsley or Chama,
mm,
before you come in.
yeah.
About the COVID, I
Mm.
believe there was a discussion around, and she made it emphatically that she was not on the COVID fund board, but a trustee to the COVID fund. That's what she said. She's a trustee to it.
Interesting. Okay, Chairman.
But
go on.
yeah, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. We cannot have our reservations about her posturing from the time we came to know here till now. But
That is
we
fair.
can't. Yeah, we can just be fair. For me now is what we are seeing, what is in reveal, and that's what we have to take as a matter of fact, and then work with it. And she's doing very well. She's doing very well. I listened to her in that interview regarding the conflict of interest when it comes to a number of things, the hotel and all that. Yes, the law, she referred in a reference to the Bible that all things are permissible, but not all things are, good to be done. Beyond the law may say, the law written to run an organization or the Constitution saying one thing, that it must be the law. But sometimes you need to also use judgment, use discretion, use ethics, use principles, use values. Those are also very strong, I'll say, laws beyond the law. We are human beings. So we cannot just become slaves to what has been written in black and white, but we must also stretch a little bit to look at what are values. So people have perception about conflict of interest. That is also strong. So I'm taking a few lessons out of her. And she's been very bold, a professional, intellectual, yes, and I may want to refer to her as it. I wish other senior citizens who know exactly what is happening may also want to step in. They shouldn't be quiet in their rooms, their bedrooms, and just be listening to radio and TV and then go and sleep. They have a duty, a responsibility to the next generation. So they must be bold and come out. We frown on even the appointed elders of the Council of State members, the Peace Council, the clergy, the clerics, and all. You cannot be quiet because you say you are a citizen, you are a senior citizen in the country, you don't have to talk. No. I think you are doing a disservice to the next generation, the youth who are suffering, and then the other Ghanaians who are suffering. You need to talk. We need to see more of people like that, men and women of substance. And I applaud her, and I will encourage her, and we'll bless her, and we'll wish her long life, good health, so that she can continue to encourage the youth and lay things bare as she's been doing. And that's, for me, it's a good thing that we need to applaud. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Paul.
Kingsley, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
For me, this is a clear attempt, as stated by the CJ, the former CJ. Whatever she said, I totally agree to me. But for me, I would say that it's a clear, deliberate attempt by this super incompetent Nana Addo Bawumia government to orchestrate this creation of looting, destroying the state institution, and putting that in the mind of the good people of Ghana that there's no benefit and profit in this state institution, and they will end up sharing it to themselves to what? Amass wealth from it later. The question is, what it is, or which businessman in his right state of mind will see an opportunity or will see a business model where this business model has been running losses for years, as they claim, and that businessman will intend to go and say he wants to purchase it and turn it down.
That person is a good Samaritan. You want to help him.
What triggered or what are the motivational interests that upon her to want to buy the SSNIT and the hotels that belongs to SSNIT. For me, the CJ has stated it clearly. It's a deliberate attempt to create, to destroy, to loot, and to share it among themselves, which is something that we all have to open our eyes on. For me, this thing has been happening not today, but I thank God at the end of it, at least, we've gotten some citizens speaking out now. Because I remember on the 7th of January 2017, when the president was being inaugurated, after plagiarizing the speech of former President Bush and Bill Clinton, he stated in that speech that we should be citizens, not spectators. For me, I pray that more of citizens who are public figures, who are spoken, who matters in the society, who matters in Ghana, to speak out. I expect the clergy, I expect the Islamic body, I expect the CSO, I expect people who were speaking when the NDC were in power. We expect them to all come out and put and support, put their statement out to support what the former CJ has just put out there. And Kingsley, it is an evidential fact that we all know that these things are happening. It's not only the SSNIT. Look at the stinking grandfather of all standard deal at this ambulance and spare part deal. You see, day in, day out, scandals, corruption hidden from us are coming out. And I believe this week, Honorable Akuffo has stated on record. But after,
well, let's stay. That is the next topic. So let's stay.
I'm coming there. I'm just want to misstate that there is scandals happening in the day in, day out. We've not seen nothing yet. So for me, I'm saying that this is a very good opportunity for all stakeholders, the Otabels, the Mate, the Reverend Mates, the Professor Dice. This is the time for them to come out and speak, because they love Ghana. Years ago, 7 years ago, they have love for Ghana, and they made the impression that they love Ghana than any of us. What's happening? They should come out and speak. Ghana is progressing. Ghana has been deteriorated to a level whereby we are on our knees begging. For me, the former Chief Justice has hit the hammer on the nail, right on the head of the nail. And it is an opportunity for all of us to remember that we have a country to save. I'm calling on all the clergymen, including my own, my own pastor, everybody. They should all rise up and speak against this canker, these evil things that's going on in our society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. I saw this song and I found it very interesting. I'm going to play it and then we will come back to this matter.
Nana do bia makwanta irame Nana do baby wo mama bra Nana baby Nana do baby wo mama bra Nana baby Abushia koko washa magala fo abefa Aisha wa Abushia shoni na anadane se coffee Nana do bia di mewu, wadi yewu, mama bedi. Ama for me sunye, masemye, yansuye haunye. Nana do bia di mio, wadi meni. Nana do bia di mio, wadi yewu. Nana do bia di yewu, mama bra. Nana do baby wo
Obeya we is about Grun home over you so bad. Yes, I was when I saw that. And now she say your boat on my near so. You when you put up was a bitch on my mobile of face and cook. She sees out Bruno no so. Mama, one mouth, my trade that you. This one is for me out. Another Pia, of a tasso to the still, Mama Bra, I am from. Tell it, it's a bit them. When you pop what you see in the room, how much you swing you for the room. Another Pia, you was here. You put them out was what's the freedom of the side to be in the catch. And I'm coming here to be any more boss. You made a way near your mama, but nothing. I don't get you, Mama Bra, I have any egg, and I don't get you, Mama Bra, I have any egg.
There is a lot of more songs that are coming. This is the, is it, what is this name? Is it YOC?
YOC, yeah.
Yeah, YOC, that Kumasi
Actor,
guy,
Kumasi
actor,
actor, yeah.
Kumasi actor, that he played this song.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. So we are about to go to the issue of the ambulance saga. Now let's just play a little bit of the video where Okrujeto was talking about the ambulance, and then we will go from there.
So, Doc, the latest expose, which I put out this week, is the shocking conduct of the outgone finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. His last days in office, his parting gift to Ghana, what he left us with. Such a putrefying mess. So he left office on the 14th of February, 2024. 5 days before he left, he signed these letters. On the 9th of February, 2024, he signed this letter addressed to the Minister for Health under the heading Re-Establishment of Letters of Credit in favor of MS Service Ghana Auto Group Limited to procure spare parts for 307 units of ambulance vehicles. And I read, please refer to the Ministry of Health, letter number MOHK 83-17-1701, dated 6 December 2023, on the above subject. We write to acknowledge receipt of your request for an amount of $34,904,505 United States dollars for the procurement of spare parts for the maintenance of the 307 Mercedes-Benz ambulances purchased in 2019. The ministry is only able to fund up to the tune of $10 million out of the amount requested, and recommends that the Ministry of Health.
So, this matter, the whole ambulance thing, yes, Christo, the issue of the servicing, and we've seen that in the auditor's reports, and how contracts have been given to service an ambulance at a cost way more than the cost of the ambulance, where same government institutions are being used to service these ambulances, and these individuals are paid monthly salaries. Of course, the Auditor General talks about refund and all kind of stuff, but I don't know how I will go with this matter. Okay, Chairman Richard Alija, let's do your take on this matter. You are on mute, boss.
Yeah, I've been wondering since this government came into power, it's been a daily scandal. And for me, assuming I were a thief, and I get exposed for all the time, why wouldn't that stop at a point? So they are just, I don't know. You see, I don't know whether there is something like lynching. And we tolerate that. We just expose, and then they go and do it again. We expose, and then they go and do it again. Nothing happens. They go and do it again. When are we stopping? When are we going to stop lamenting and exposing and then take action? Like the Kenyans, the Gen Z people, or some other force, some other group trying to round up some of these guys and lynch them somewhere in the outskirts of Accra Sports Stadium. Because you cannot be doing the same thing and then think that there'll be a change when the people are just recalcitrant. They are not hearing anything. All they do is that they want to steal and capture and then do whatever they want to, as if everybody's a fool. And they know that we are not fools. So what is to what end? This is serious. You see, I when you listen to the expose itself, this Service Ghana Auto Industrial Company started receiving service performance jobs from the ambulance services when they were not even incorporated. January 2020, they started, January 2020, they were being offered, the contracts to service and all that. They were not incorporated. It took them some time, I believe around April of the same year before they incorporated.
September.
September, exactly. So why were we doing that? It's more like my mom and the sisters and my aunties and my grandmother in a business of go to Makola or go to Techiman, buy things, go to Asasawa, and then you go to Suhum, buy corn and all those kind of things, and go to Choco and just sell or pick or buy something and go away without any contract or without any documentation. But governments don't do that. We don't do business like you call just friends around and say, look, you go and service this vehicle and then we pay you from the coffers, from the contingency fund, or from the consolidated fund, or from a certain ministry. We don't do that, and they know it. So why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Why are they like that? And then they come and tell lies. And people, Ghanaians, some Ghanaians want to defend, want to find a reason to defend, and see that there's nothing wrong. Flimsy as like, okay, you guys in Parliament, the minority decided not to approve a certain budget line, which was brought there to take care of this, or take care of the special initiatives agency under the presidency. So as a result, then how are we going to service the vehicles? If you don't approve the budget, then we'll find a way of doing so. But the fact of the matter is that it's not everybody who can benefit from this kind of thievery. The personalities involved is what we should look at. If Stephen Okoro happened to be a baby daddy of Nanadu's daughter,
Jankroma,
and at the same time happened to be a business partner in some other businesses, and for that matter, a son-in-law of the president, and a brother-in-law and uncle-in-law to Ken, Gabi and Co. They get blinded of the fact that, okay, we are running a government, we are not running a tabletop business in Chebi. They get carried away, and then they say, okay, so long as we have a certain affinity with you, that is all. Okay, you come for the 34.9 million, and also go and do something. Go and service the ambulance vehicles. Meanwhile, you see, when we are buying, when a government, or even we individuals as a businessman or private businessman in our private business, if you order certain equipment from certain manufacturers or people who are agents of certain manufacturers, if let's say laptop computers, you have a whole technology center, and that's what you are doing, and you want to buy laptops, you are ordering it. Paul is in that business. So you come to know that, look, you don't just go pay the money and carry that thing. There'll be service contract. There'll be warranty. So if this Dell or HP if these equipment gets some problems, how do I service it? Do I have to go and look for a wayside repairer to do that for me? When you know you are in business, and government is always in business when it comes to things like this, especially large quantities like this, you will have to come to a certain understanding and put something on paper as a service contract. Maybe if you are in Ghana, policy in Ghana, and that is his business, and then he's buying the things from here, and I'm the agent who is supplying the things to him. Paul will be very careful. We all have to be very careful that, okay, let's take a certain contract, let's take some service contracts so that when these things get into a problem and he tries to troubleshoot and it's not working, I may have to send my repairers. I have to send my technicians to go to him, stay for a week or so, and then help him out. This should be part of the whole thing. A whole ambulance is not like a trotro vehicle. Ambulance, a special vehicle, and it's equipped. All those things are equipment in it. So don't just call anybody. And again, these people that they call, they have no clue, they have no experience. As a result, they have to rely on the ambulance services technicians. And I was surprised that ambulance service technicians, the ambulance services agency, they have technicians under the Ministry of Health on payroll of the government. Then you go and pick them free of charge, and then they come and do the service for you. And then you take money from the government. And then those people who are working for government at the ambulance services, they again get paid by government. What kind of rot is this? Why? And why do we keep on talking about it? Or because we want to protect our democracy? Or because we don't want to rough anybody? Don't you think that these people need to be whipped somewhere or just rounded up without trial, put them in jail? We won't do that because we say we are in a democracy. And they keep using the democracy to do things like this, and we are looking at them. When they are doing those things, do they remember that we are in a democracy? So if I decide that I'm getting a group of people we are strong, and we'll go and then pick them out from their offices or lock them out and carry them to the beach and make them swim the whole day as punishment. Are we not in a democracy? If they are doing this in a democracy and they know the duties that we have to do, they know this compliance and all these kind of things that we do as a government, the give me system or how to contract and Paul, Kingsley, and my friend Paul and Rashid, it's outrageous, and we are not. I think people are getting annoyed on the annoyance is making them settle for what is happening. Because your annoyance cannot take you that far. All you can do is get annoyed. So after the annoyance, what can you do? You have to wait for us to go and cast votes. And if you are going to cast votes, and these people use some tricks and strategies and macho men to rough you out, and then they win, they are gone if they are thief-free. But I shouldn't get to that. So what are you going to do? Then he goes to court, OSP. This is my case. He's been petitioned. Then you take him forever to come out with a decision. Some people need to be arrested and detained for some time while the OSP is trying to speed up. You detain the people. If they are, you detain them. I don't know whether the laws do not allow that. You detain them, and some has been interdicted. You leave the office. Your salary is not paid to you until the case is done. But they will be there. They will be working. They are working on. They are there. The Minister of Health, the Minister of Health, the Chief of Staff's name was mentioned, and they are working. They are working free. They are taking salaries and all the benefits that come along with it, and living in our own houses. We are paying for their fuel and all that, and the cost, the SHRAG, the OSP, the IOCO, they take forever, 3 years, 4 years, and they are still on the case. So this is what we call democracy. Is that the democracy? I haven't seen that kind of democracy over here. When you get into trouble, the laws work fast. The FBI will be deployed. At night or day, they'll catch you and take you away. And a gun. And your children will be crying, shouting. They feel terrorized. Yes. And quickly we'll get some information immediately, and then a committee set up, maybe if it's a Senate committee or a Congress committee, and then the work goes fast. Look at the recent attempt at assassinating Trump. Quick. Then we are there in Ghana, and then we take our time. Now, even the judges are going to go on vacation for about 60 days or 30 days. July to October before it comes, so everybody must stay put. We are very comfortable with things that are just annoying, and we call it, democracy. And then we, the party functionaries, will be fighting. The MPP guys now, if you go on social media, they will be defending it. They are there defending it, twisting facts and lying. The police cannot do anything. The soldiers, the military cannot do anything, nothing, because they all have their hands in the mouth of the president, because the president appointed them. If you say when, it's at the risk of your career or your job. Is that democracy? Is this constitutional democracy? If this is the constitutional democracy, then I don't like it. I'm fed up with it. But again, because we birthed it, and painfully the NDC from PNDC, they actually gradually put all these blocks together. Okay. We really thought about a certain democratic power we wanted to pursue. So we went around the country trying to find out what would suit us using national democracy. So that's why we formed the National Commission for Democracy. And at the end of the day, we ended up with this style. We put the district assemblies together in this decentralization. So unfortunately for us, we shouldn't be the people trying to do otherwise, because the Constitution, we believed in it. We helped formulate it. We helped, bring it into fruition. So we just disable or stop from doing anything to disrupt it. And we will not disrupt it. We will not. We will not be able to disrupt it. But our patience is being run thin. It's so trying. This is like it's temptation. Very, very tempting, like the biblical temptation. And at the same time, the trial, the pains we are going through, the suffering people are going through, that becomes the trial of it. And then the temptation is one side, and then the trial that we are going through, when people are just plundering our coffers, our resources, and they're putting more taxes on us. They impose taxes, a lot of it. And then when it accumulates, then they share it in millions of dollars. And then we stay and then talk and then move on. That a day will come on December 7th where we will have to go and show our stamp.
All right. Thank you very much, Chairman. Paul, let's go.
Well, Kingsley, thank you very much. And I think Chairman Alija has made a lot of submission, and he has, deliberated on the issue. And you could see the disappointment in the eyes of Chairman Alija, and not him alone. The very first day I watched, listened, assessed the documentary evidence that was submitted by Honorable Akuffo, I ran. I have to go to the washroom for 2 times. I'm not joking. I'm speaking fact. But how can we be careless How can we allow Kwame Nkrumah Ghana to suffer under these incompetent, visionless, aimless people? For me, Kingsley, right from the beginning of the award of contract till today, that this expose is coming out, everything smack, everything is smelling a dead, rotten rat. Why am I saying so? It's a fact that this company, which is owned by the baby daddy of Nanado's daughter, has been paid 105 million Ghana cedis as we speak, because they were being paid every month until this letter that Ken wrote on the 9th of February was exposed. What is wrong with this contract? The number one thing wrong with this contract was, how can he engage such a business partner to be servicing the ambulance without them not duly registered with the Registered General Department? Number two, such a contract, the proper procedure is that they need to go to Parliament and seek parliamentary approval. Number three, based upon the report from the Auditor General, you could see that this is the most scandalous, rotten scandal in the history of this Nana-Addo Bawumia's government. And I call it the grandfather of all scandal. Why am I saying the grandfather of all scandal? From the Auditor General's report that is out there, which is a public document, it was stated in it that when the contract was given to them, they were not legally, and they don't have the manpower to do such a job. Because as we speak, based upon the Auditor General's report, to provide services for the ambulances in their registration certificate, there is nothing like providing maintenance. They were registered to provide, or were registered as to dealers in ambulance and suppliers. They did not register as service providers where they're going to provide maintenance for this ambulance. So everything smells bad about this contract. So now, as we speak, we are calling upon the special prosecutor, which Honorable Poku has given a letter already, that we should save the remaining 14, the remaining 24, no, 4 is it 40 or 24? No, the remaining $24.9 million should be saved. The whole total amount is $34.9 million. $10 million has been paid. So Okuda has written to the special prosecutor to use his good office to stop the remaining payment, in which we understood that they are doing everything possible to pay the remaining $24.9 million to this corrupt company. For me, Ghanaians are not mad enough. We have allowed Bawumia, Nana-Addo, and this NAPO government to just take we, the people, for granted. For me, this deal is a deal that all meaningful Ghanaians should rise up and speak against it. And as Chairman Ali just said, the mischief, the propaganda that's ongoing is so interesting. If you look at the letter that was written from the Ministry of Health, and by the way, that letter, nobody signs the letter. They say from PRO office. That's the signature of it. And you see that letter from the government in responding to what Honorable Poku put out there, even further implicate them and further make their case to smell even worse than what we thought it was. From the response from the Ministry of Health, we've all got to understand the Chief of Staff, Mami Frema, is part of this deal. And you know, there's nowhere in Honorable Okudeto's presentation that Honorable Okudeto stated that they paid $4.9 million. There's no way. What Honorable Okudeto said in his presentation was that they've paid $10 million and the remaining money they are about to pay, and that is the reason why he has petitioned the Special Prosecutor's Office for them to stop the remaining $24.9 million that they have to pay to this company. Our friends in the MPP are playing mischief propaganda, saying that Okudeto lied, saying that they've paid $34.9 million and that such amount have not been paid. Nobody have said that. Let's set the record straight. They're just trying to throw or make the waters to discredit Honorable Okudeto. But whether they like it or not, our eyes are open as Ghanaians. The corruption, the scandal, the nepotism, the incompetence around this government is enough for all of us to see. That is why on 7th December, we, the people, will all go to the pool. We use our time to vote them out of power. And I believe and I trust that they will be accountable for all these scandals. Look at this. We go to IMF and we are going to beg for $3 billion. Whilst there are a lot of money that have been put to waste, that we don't know where those money have gone to. And I'll mention a few to you this evening. You remember around the 2020 election, 52.25 million Ghana cedi got missing at the Bank of Ghana. As we speak today, nobody knows where the money is. Let's talk about the Ijapa deal. We are all aware that they paid $12 million to in connection with this Ijapa deal with nothing came out of it. Not the Ijapa deal alone, but Paluku Dam project. $12 million have been paid for no work done. The Sky Train, $2 million paid for no work done. You see, this NPP government, they just came to loot, to kill we Ghanaians, and then bury us, and so that they will become the only people in Ghana that will determine what we Ghanaians should do. This is what they intend to do. When you read the Ijapa contract, the deal, the Ijapa document that has been exposed, this is a clear orchestration plan for them to take all the riches, the wealth in Ghana and keep it to themselves so that they can control we Ghanaians, so we become slaves to them. But the great God, and it shall allow it to happen. We are praying and we are trusting that Ghanaians are seeing the corruption, the rot that is going on. 7th December, let us all vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so that we can hold these super incompetent, aimless, and visionless people accountable for the monies they've stolen from the people of Ghana. Kingsley, as we speak, people, brothers and sisters who are on dialysis, 70 people died 3 months ago on dialysis because the machines in Kolebu broke down. They're putting dead dialysis. 17 of our compatriots, they passed on. This super incompetent government have this amount of money to pay for such a stinking deal. Ghana is crying. Bamikuma Ghana, we are all crying. We are hoping and we are trusting that the good people of Ghana will come together and will salvage the Bamikuma Ghana from these people. By the way, there is such a thing as Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, Kwame Nkrumah, we who believe in the ideologies and the philosophy of Kwame Nkrumah, we are going to come together and take the country. And of course, we will rather let them know that they are the people who doesn't belong to Ghana. Kingsley, it's so sad. It's so sad. When you go to Kolebu today, people are lying on the bare floor. There's no bed for them to lie on. This is so sad. And for me, the dialysis center in Kolebu, they were looking for only 2 million Ghana cedis, not dollars, 2 million Ghana cedis. The government could not provide provided for them. We lost 70 of our members because they could not get dialysis and they lost their life. What sort of incompetent government is this? For me, all I'm saying is that let us all come together and shame these people, expose them, and let's make sure that we take our country back. Ghana belongs to all of us, not only the Chim mafias. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Rashid on this matter, on the Amula saga.
Yeah, Kingsley. I believe that Paul and Chama Alija have done justice to this topic, so I will take like 2-3 minutes to highlight some of the findings from the performance audit that was conducted by the Ghana Audit Service.
No, I think that will be the next one after Francis Poku's thing. So let me just play Francis Poku, one of the videos, and I'll start with you on Francis Poku.
Okay.
Go to that one.
If we pretend that we are going to stay with public opinion where you can send commentators and people to defend you, to let people believe you are just not facing the realities. So 2025 safe prediction, by God's grace, we will get through the 2024 because I am convinced that all the existing political parties believe in democracy. And we can see the process. From all the years even of military rule, the same people who were with the military are the ones who prepared for the exit. And looking at the history at that time, when I returned in 2001, I knew that the process had started long before. It has started. So all the political parties, those in opposition demonstrating against military rule, they were all part of the process. So there should be no room for hatred. But together, if there are threats, let us come together and face a serious problem. Because I am telling you authoritatively, people are losing confidence in democracy. And the instant reaction, with the Ankasoja for cry, it shouldn't be so. Why should they say, knowing what we've been through during military rule, why should people exclaim? And it's not, I don't want to pinpoint to any particular regime. It has been a long process of not being very honest with our constitution and then also not trying to be controlled by all the injunctions of democracy.
All right.
Yeah, so Kingsley, you see, before I get to Eric's submission, looking at this current MPP government led by Nana Dankwa Akuffo, we are in an election year, and it seems that every week in, week out, there are scandals trooping in, and we don't even know. And the can worm is not open yet. And every now and then we see scandals upon scandals. And I'm to believe that Nanado, after his inauguration speech, where we all know that it was plagiarized, was whatever he said was just in contradiction to his actions, whatever he has been doing now. Because if we see, he was talking about soul sourcing, family and friends here and there. I believe those are just copy and paste statements from somewhere. He just talked about it without any concrete demeanor to justify whatever he does. But just look at these scandals that we have. Even to ask, the Ghana Audit Service prepared this performance audit, and I know all audit reports goes through the Public Accounts Committee. What are our MPs doing about it? Because looking at this, the findings that was after the audit, there were findings like the company was awarded the contract before even it was incorporated, and the company was registered in 2020 but has received a cumulative amount of almost 155 million Ghana cedis, when the company had only 3 staffs, 1 in Kumasi and 2 in Accra. And we know that the company was also using the National Ambulance Service staff to do their work, their supposed work, right? So what was the Public Account Committee doing about it? And what reports have they referred to the floor of parliament to discuss this issue? Because we cannot even, I don't know if Kingsley, you know what the Public Account Committee has said about this issue. We can't be there and always Samuel Okujato Ablakwa, our comrade, will be exposing some of these on some intercepted document when we know that we have this organ in parliament that should be responsible and have oversight on some of these issues occurring on the grounds of parliament. So I know that this scandal is one of the worst scandals under the Nana Addo Dankwa Akuffo Addo regime, because looking at this Okoro between Nana Addo's daughter and Okoro, they have incorporated over 42 companies when President Ronaldo was made the president. It means that most of the initiative that the MPP were saying, one district, one factory, whatever policies and promises that they have already pre-created a company to siphon our country's money into that and operating it like a private company, whilst we the people believe that they are working in the interest of the people of Ghana. Now, people are losing interest in democracy because of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Because of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who in 1995 led the biggest demonstration in the history of Ghana, in bracket, against VAT, when the cost of things, cost of living, everything was on skyrocketing here and there. He was on that demonstration. This man, who is a human rights lawyer, came to be a president of Ghana. Looking at all these precedents, you are in a country which you said we the people we shouldn't be listening, we shouldn't be spectators, right? But anytime we talk to this president, he wouldn't listen. He wouldn't listen. Why wouldn't the people lose interest in democracy? Because I know we talk to most of these guys and they will say, oh, that be I'm more way because you say at that time no crowd. Just imagine the demo he staged. It was under Jerry John Rawlings, where these people have propagated that he is a military rule, this and this, so he wouldn't hear. But he was able to do that freely across the whole country. So if Nana Addo is now the president of Ghana and looking at even the kind of rulings and the kind of dealings under his government, I believe that we the people, we have lost hope in democracy, and we are hoping that come December 7th, we all come together and vote for John Dramani Mahama to become our president, so that he will hold these people accountable for all these road deals. Why? We are in an election year. Every week, increases in utilities, gas here and there, and we've been seeing all these scandals happen at the same time. What is going on in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana? So I believe that we, the people, we need to come together and make sure that come December 7th, we will vote for John Dramani Mahama to reset Ghana, to make sure that the people will get confidence in the democracy that we all have as Ghanaians. Because what Nana Addo has been doing, look at what he has been doing with the appointing judges on the Supreme Court, Electoral Commission, the police service here and there. And as we are in an election year, and these people are trying to recruit more than 20,000 police personnel into the Ghana Police Service. Why? Why wouldn't we be fed up about democracy? I believe Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, his time will come. He thinks he's grown up and maybe eventually he has less than leave, but he will destroy Ghana before he goes. We will not say anything. But when John Mahama comes, I believe that all these wrong dealings, he will hold them accountable, and some of us will have confidence in the democracy that we are practicing in Ghana. So I'm hoping that we all come together and vote for John Dramani Mahama come December 7th.
Thank you very much. Chairman Richard Alija. So on the matter, we all know who Francis Poku is. Francis Poku, military junta, went on exile, returned in 2001. President Akuffo made him the National Security Coordinator. And so when he is speaking from the stance of security. But of course, he's an MPP person. He's a Buja Dankwa person. And then this is the man saying that he is saying on authority that the people are angry with democracy. The only reason why we are still having a peaceful country is the fact that people have hope that by 2025 there will be a change of government. So, what is your take on what he said?
Yeah, Kingsley. Security couple from, I believe, from the special branch time all the way through,
Right.
left the country, and then came back when MPP came into power. I remember he was chased out by Akuffo one early Saturday morning, and
Yeah.
his house was raided, and he was under house arrest. The information was, oh no, he wasn't under, he was under.
They said they were trying to debrief him.
The brief because Ziprat was there, they sacked him and all that. So it's funny. But on a serious note, I think he's right on point, just like other security couples have been saying. Remember, we had Kandapa himself, who is currently in the Minister for Security. What is it? Security something. Kandapa is
security.
Yeah, so he's also come out clearly, I believe, a couple of years ago, last year, to express concern about how the judiciary is handling cases, and that seems like skewed. And so, if you have these security authorities in place, and they are all sort of questioning government. They are not questioning we, the public. They are questioning government. So if you gather before people who are dressed in the traditional cloth and in suits and listening to you, the question is, what do you want them to do? The best place to go is to seek the audience and see whether they will allow you the platform to engage them. That is those in power, and Oforiata and his brothers and Kelsen know that they are supposed to be reached out to for, even if it means whatever platform, so that you can tell them and listen to them, for them to also tell you something, because you may not know what they're also thinking, but if you engage them and they are honest enough and open enough to engage you, because it's a country for all of us, it's not your business, it's not your country, it is not a private company for Nanado and his brothers, it's for all of us. So he himself has a stake in this country, including his other co-security couples of the past. It's a point for him, somebody like him, to reach out to his other security couples of the past, the former IGPs, the former army commanders, the former defense chief of defense staff, and the chief of staff, all of them. They are all there. A lot of them are there. So we look up to them for them to also hold their conference indoors somewhere secretly, and then do all that they can. If they do anything short of what I am asking for, do all that they can as citizens of the country who have been there before. And they know exactly what is happening, and they know the impact. They know what can happen tomorrow if they are not given a listening ear. Remember, they also have their children here. They have their relations in the country, and they are living over there. So they have the highest responsibility that anybody could have in the country to compel. Again, remember the security guys, to compel Nanado and his administration to sit down with them for them to have a tete-a-tete. Like, okay, this is what we see, this is what we are seeing, this is what we feel, these are the things that are happening. And from our experience, it's not good. What do you say? How are we going to? We want to help you. So that those reports will have to be made public for us to know. But if they come on, have some mic before them and they talk to we who are so feeble and meek, and we're listening to them, and then maybe without any questions and as to what is the next action, there's no question. Because when you meet, every meeting, every engagement, there should be an action plan. So if you talk to me and there is no action plan, besides the concerns that you have expressed to me, what is the use of it? What do you want me to go and do? So they have the highest responsibility. Because again, you should remember that the Constitution has also created a creature in the form of Council of Elders to be advising. And we expect that the Council of Elders should be advising. But we don't think so, because this Council of Elders are also at the beck and call of the president. They can offer advice, the president will take it. And they are being paid by the president, being given freebies and hampers by the presidency. So it's difficult for them to really advise them. So I will place Commander all soldier, all police. I want to defer all what he's talking about back to his desk. We expect him to do us that favor, that diligence for us, because we are at risk. And Nana is not listening to anybody, and we have known that he doesn't care. He has, in fact, he has checked out of the administration. Yes, he's long checked out. So remember, he did mention that the next government will come and then solve the problems, and that was a big signal. So there is no blame. And now that we are going to election, he's not on the ballot paper. And so what does he care about? You know, he decided to appoint one of his brothers or his nephews as a give me additional portfolio as a ambassador at large. At large means that he'll be running all over the place, except that we don't know whether they have been hiring private jets. He'll be running all over the place at large and then putting things in place so that when the bell is rung and then the day is done for them, they will have a place to go and hide. Already they are not like us who are more like Ghanaians who want to live there. And some of them are citizens elsewhere. And so for them, the country may not be the place. Now that they have come to scam us and then plunder and steal our resources, made a lot of money, and they cannot be accounted, they cannot be bothered, they continue to do it. They are now doing it for their children and the other extended relations. What do they care about us? They're going. So this is the time for us to call them to order. In fact, we don't need to wait till the December 7th and to the day that we hand over. You know, so a huge responsibility lies on the Alab. A huge responsibility. They shouldn't give up at all, and we expect them, we'll encourage them to call the government to order. We don't have that responsibility. We can only go on demonstration today and then come home. And they have seen the position as well. Let them go and do what they want to do. If they like, they can deploy the police and then go with pepper spray and whatever, disperse the crowd, and then they're happy. They're happy. At the end of the day, what do we do? And we go on radio shows, TV shows, and go and talk. And the following day, you hear about another scandal. They care hoot about that. It's just unfortunate. So that's the reality. Right. For me, that's the reality. And I don't have that patience for that. I am not the person who would want to, allow you to keep doing what we are pointing out to be as being wrong, and you keep doing it, and we also want to live with you. No, we'll kick you out. I will not wait for the ballot box. I will not.
Fantastic.
If it were me, yeah.
Chairman, Eva is saying that, Chairman, please do the needful for us. I'll come back to comments and read one by one. I just found that funny from the thing that Chairman was talking about, and then Eva said that, Chairman, please do the needful for us. Paul, your turn.
Okay, for me, I mean, I don't know why you guys are surprised about this issue, because this is the second time a security couple, which all of them have been from the NPP, are talking about the danger that is ahead of us. So for me, it's not the news to me, because the current substantive security minister, Honorable Albert, have also stated the same thing. The security documents that there's a threat ahead of us. So for me, I'm happy that the former security couple has also come to, confirm the already what we all know. So the question is Nanado going to listen to them? Is Nanado ready to take the advice from these security couples? As our chairman general said yesterday, Ghana was handed over into the hands of Nanado in a whole. So we expect Nanado to hand Ghana over also in a whole, not fragmented. For me, there's a lot of threat ahead of us, and we want to use this platform to call upon the security, heads, the chief of staff, the IGP, that irrespective of their political line or political interest, they should first remember that when they were swearing the oath, they swore the oath to defend Ghana, not Nanado and Bawumia and Napo. So for me, I'll not say much over here. Francisco Poku has said it all. It is a wake-up call for all of us to know that we need to do the right things, even though there's danger ahead of us, and let's all sit down and get the work done. And I'm happy Honorable Johnson has called on the clergy, has called on Christian Council to rise up and speak now. They should not wait, or they should not sit aloof for things to go worse and bad before they start calling for peace talk and all this stuff. This is the time that they all have to rise up. The CSOs, the civil societies, the Christian Council, the Islamic bodies, all those who matters, all the stakeholders. This is the time everybody should rise up. And for the Council of Elders, irrespective that another appointed them, they should remember that Ghana is for all of us. They should remember that Ghana is all what we have, and that we should all work and make sure that this coming election is conducted in a peaceful, transparent, so that whoever loses the election will accept to it, and let's keep our country Ghana. Because if something untold happened to Ghana, there's no way our brothers and sisters, our family members will run through. So we pray and we appeal based upon this national security former expert, Francis Poku's advice. We hope Nanado will listen to it. The chief of staff, the IGP, and all those who matters, they will take the cue and kind of by himself. They should sit down and then be very, very transparent and honest to the president and make sure that the right thing is done to protect Ghana for all of us. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Paul. Just unfortunate.
Come on, the victory of Muhammad.
Ghana is at an important juncture in its history, and the decision that we make on 7th December is going to reflect on the future of this country. In the last Afrobarometer survey, more than 80% of Ghanaians said that our country is going in the wrong direction. If you are walking or you are driving and you are going in the wrong direction, what do? You change your course. And that is why on 7th December, Ghana must change course. We cannot solve the crisis in which we are with the same people who caused the crisis in the first place. The youth of this country don't have 4 years to waste. The youth of this country are in a hurry to create the opportunities that will make them live a dignified life. The youth of this country want an experienced hand. They want a safe pair of hands. They want a hand that they have seen do it before to come back and take this country and rescue us from the mess in which we have been dumped by the Akuffo Bawumia government. 4 years of a good leader will make more impact than 8 years of a dishonest leader. It's not about how long you serve. It is about how well you serve. It's not about 8 years or 4 years. It is about hard work. It is about truth. It is about trust. And it is about doing the things that will create a future for our young people. And that is why the NDC is calling on you on 7th December to do your duty to your God and country so that we can turn this nation around. And so on this occasion, as the leader and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, I declare the campaign, NDC campaign for 2024 election duly launched.
Yeah, so we have seen Dr. Bawumia make certain statements that if you understand what he is talking about, you can only come to the same conclusion that he is either lying or he is completely ignorant of what he's saying. Bawumia was talking about this thing about credit scoring, and I'm skipping to the issue of credit scoring. And before we get into it, and for everybody here, we understand that very well. We clearly know what we are talking about, but I found it very, and if we talk about it, it will look like, oh, Ndc Forum idea. So I found it very interesting that Kokumenu, who we all know is not the most educated, but he made a compelling argument. This is what he said.
Na omampenyi ka bibi se omampenyi abedi akire e ka se oba ayi a obema credit card said abroche omoto no ma no but adwuma ho hia sen credit card because unya adwuma untimi nya credit card dey make us mu da ho dia obi a woye adwuma bia na etimi de credit card ma no ko unya adwuma abroche unya adwuma wo de credit card coin ye hwe bank kura be ma credit card wo se sika kakra da account mu o hwe ne sika na du so afi otimi ma credit card se otimi de to dan ana otimi de to car ye wo de editor aduane mo na mo te America meboa eti ye hwe ba bia wo level sika sem wa na ye ma wo credit card but Ghana o ma mo nya adwuma e do so so o ma mo nya adwuma o ma ko suku awie nya adwuma nya do so sen o ma.
I think the point was made in the very first sentence. Rashid, start for us. The issue of Bawumia introduce in his mind, and okay, mind you, this is the same Bawumia who said that immediately the digital address system was introduced, the issue of loan will be a thing of the past.
Yeah. Because I need to drop into.
Okay, Paul. I'll come
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and so he said that once we all start the digital address system, the banks will now know everybody's place, and then so everybody will get loan easy. And now the interest rate is be higher. And then he's the same person who said that the introduction of the GPS system will leapfrog us. And this is where the frog have landed us. Paul, let me start with you before you get
thank you very much. And as Kokumenu just said, it rightly makes sense. How can you give phones to people on credit and be asking them to pay 1 cedi, 2 cedi every month? From what resources? If the people are not working and they don't have some, constant permanent income that comes to their account, how would they get that 1 cedi, 2 cedi to be paying monthly? This is once again a mischief, lies, propaganda, throwing dust into the eyes of our brothers and sisters for them to believe and vote for them. And I'm happy that Kokumenu have done the job for us. It is a simple common sense. Now, you say you're going to give them, credit to be able to, get this phone. Do they have the jobs? Don't people have jobs before they give them credit? And we are all in this system, and Kokumenu knows this system very well. In this system, in the US, in the European countries, in the world developed countries, before a bank or anybody will give you a credit card, number one, you have to prove that you have a permanent job, a secure job. Number two, you have to prove source of income for at least 6 months. So, what is Bawumia talking about? Bawumia, once again, is taking our good brothers and sisters for granted because he thinks we are fools and he can just throw anything in the system and it will take. But I am happy that people like Kokumenu, and I hope our communicators should drum this thing down to the grassroots for our members to understand that what Bawumia is saying doesn't make sense. And that's not how credit is built. For me, when I heard this thing, I sent a message on Asempa and I questioned the host, asking the host that how would this be done? What is going to be the source to check on an individual's credit worthiness? Unfortunately, when the host read this thing to the MPP rep on the show, the MPP rep on the show could answer these questions for me. So for me, I'm saying, please, can you hear me?
Yes, Paul.
For me, I'm saying, what is going to be the source of fund? In the first place, you're going to purchase these phones, or you're going to talk to the mobile companies to give these phones on credit so that you can pay $1, $2 a month. The question, does it think Airtel, Telecel, MTN, do Bawumia think they are in there to do business so that they can just lose money? No. So for me, this Fakadam promise is dead on arrival. No Ghanaian or nobody who understands this credit system who believe this lie that has been told about Bawumia. For me, we as communicators and those of us who have a little understanding of this credit, score and how credit card and those stuff work, we should let the people understand that things that Bawumia is promising cannot be done. Unless Bawumia is trying to tell us that he is targeting those who have employment already. But I remember that speech or the video, he said the youth. And we know unemployment in Ghana is 14.7%. When it was 8.4% during the NDC era, they made a lot of noise. It has now increased of 8.4 to 14.7%. So it shows that large population of Ghanaians do not have jobs. So how would this be possible? For me, let's throw it away into the dustbin. It is mischief, propaganda, cheap politics, and then cheap sloganism just to make himself popular. Kingsley and my good brothers over here, if you notice, Bawumia knows he's losing the election. So anything that falls into his head, he just says it, thinking it's going to stick. The 24 economy has caused a lot of damage and harm to them to the level that he's trying to look for something to hold on to counter the 24 economy policy of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. But inshallah, for the next 4 months, there is nothing that they can do. There is nothing that he's going to say that will change the mind of the good people of Ghana. We, the people of Ghana, we've opened to the truth. In this 2024 election, it's going to be about the truth and lies. As His Excellency said on the platform, it's not about 4 years, 8 years. It's about the truth, data, fact, evidence. That's what's going to be this 2024 election. And it is the work. And I call on all of us to help to expose Bawumia and Apo, because more of such lies will be coming up. And it's not something that we should countenance. We should stop it, we should expose them, and we should make it clear and explain the issues to Ghanaians. And kids, I'm happy. That video, if you can continue to play it at the beginning of every show, it will be very great for our common brothers and sisters to know that these are very important things that they should take consideration of. That if you don't have the work, how can you get that money to be paying the 1 cedi, 2 cedi every month if you go for that mobile phone? So for me, this is another, sorry to say, 419 scandal, 419 promise that Bawumia wants to use as a mischief and tool to deceive Ghanaians. But this time around, it's not going to work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. A basic understanding of a person who gets a credit card is a credit card is influenced by your credit score, your credit history, your income status, your employment status, your debt to income ratio, credit utilization, how much credit, how much money that you use via credit. Recent inquiries, if you've taken some credit, if you have bought a house, credit mix as to whether you have mortgage, loans, car loan, house loan, and all of those stuff, payment history, your public records, age, residency status. I hope that Bawumia knows that none of this is working in Ghana. Like,
yeah, Kingsley,
yeah.
None of this is going to apply when we go to our country. When you go to a place like, Nima, Do we have permanent residence address? When you go to a place like Toko, when you go to a place like Bukom, when you go to a place like Cycle. So you see, Bawumia keep on lying to us, keep on throwing dust into our eyes. And the question is, our brothers and sisters, the young brothers and sisters back home who are not working, which telco will get up and give a mobile phone to a brother or a sister who has not been working for years? How are they going to get their money back? Unfortunately, I don't think we've gotten to a level where even we can say that over here, whereby the telco lock the cell phone to the network, mobile network. I don't even think we can even do that in Ghana. So for me, this credit thing that Bawumia is talking about is another flaw, another opportunity to deceive with the good people of Ghana. But it's good. I'm happy that we are all going to expose him. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me go to Rashid and then we close with Chairman. Rashid.
Yeah, so Kingsley, Bawumia is just a frustrated politician.
Oh,
I can see that he's so frustrated to the extent that he wants to win power hook or crook. So he doesn't care whether to lie to the good people of Ghana and even lie with them with a straight face and keep making promises. Why would Bawumia do that? Because with this credit system that he's talking about, I want to take a different stand from what Paul addressed. Because I've had the chance to work with some of the financial institutions in Ghana, and I know that in Ghana we passed a law way in 2007, an Act 726 for the credit reporting, and we have some credit bureaus that started in Ghana and being utilized by some of these financial institutions. I know we have the XTDS data and we have the Dan Bradstreet. These credit bureaus or credit referencing bureaus were developed way back in 2004. And they have been assisting some of these financial institutions in Ghana to make sure that if you are maybe you want to secure some loan or some form of credit line, they utilize some information from their database where some of these information are kept to ensure that whoever has accessed any credit, for example, now we know in Ghana they have this MTN quick loan here and there. Any person who has accessed that form of loan, they have their data on XDDS data and maybe Bradstreet, which is DMB. So Bawumia is coming to tell Ghanaians that he will bring credit reporting system. It's something that's already there, right? But Bawumia is always taking advantage of the good people of Ghana because he knows that most of Ghanaians, he thinks that we are dumb. They can always lie to us and just throw dust into our eyes. Imagine for a country to have this good credit reporting system, the foundation is to have what? A good job. Paul mentioned it. You need to have a consistent job, consistent flow of income. That's the foundation of it. But we know that in Ghana, now unemployment rate is over 14.7%. And Bawumia came and lied to the good people of Ghana that they have created 2.1 million jobs to the good people of Ghana since 2016. And he went on further to say 1.2 million of the jobs are in the public sector, where the Controller and Accountant General came out to say, no, even in the whole Controller Accountant General payroll, we only have 600 to 7,000 people on government payroll. So within that timeline, how can you say that you have created 1.2 million jobs into the government sector? So we need to understand that Bawumia is a frustrated politician. He is someone who is a liar, a big liar, and he has been diagnosed to be a liar. He can never say the truth because he wants to take advantage of we Ghanaians. And one thing that I've also realized is that if you see some of the things Bawumia keeps saying, for example, with this credit system, in 2000, I think it's 2002 or 2003, they have created the MPP, their cartel, a financier to Bawumia, has created My Credit Score Limited. They have created a company, right? And that company is My Credit Score Limited. And it wants to be like a credit bureau compared to those that we have XND and DMB. that's already in existence for almost 20 years. They created it just 2 years ago. And Bawumia want to link our Ghana card data to these people. And don't forget, this My Credit Score Limited, the director is Francis Blay, who is behind the pay and go system and our GPR, what's the name? The public address system. He is the guy behind those things. He used to live in Maryland. He's now in Ghana, financing Bawumia here and there, and he created that company. So Bawumia want to take advantage of that company to come and throw dust into the good people of Ghana to ensure that they are going to enhance and they continue with their state capture. But if you are saying you want to bring this good credit reporting system, make sure that the foundation is right. The foundation is what? Unemployment. We will curb it. We shouldn't forget that Ghana Statistical Service came out that in 2002, over 8 million people, they slept without food. Can you believe it? And Bawumia is part of this economic mess. He is supposed to be the economic messiah to be solving these microeconomic indicators. But he will not tackle the foundation, which he normally say when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. He's not tackling the foundation, the fundamentals, but he will come because of politics and because he is frustrated to lie to the good people of Ghana that he will bring this credit system, pay 1 cedi, 2 cedis. Come on, Bawumia. How much is an iPhone? He cited an example about iPhone here and there. How can you be paying 1 cedi, 2 cedi when you are not having a consistent? It's not about employment too. It's about consistent employment and proving record of what? Income or inflows to you. So Bawumia, all I can say is he's in to create loot and share to make sure that his financiers will get rich at the expense of the average Ghanaians and also throw dust into our eyes. We are living in the US, and even we shouldn't forget that most companies or most countries is the northern, let's say the North American countries, US, Canada, and somehow the UK. We have some other countries that are doing well. For example, Japan, France, Indonesia. They don't utilize that credit score system, but they have built a good consumer base database to reflect some factors like employment and salary, which is based on employment and salary. And we know people in the government sector are already utilizing this. That's why we say in Ghana, you hear that, oh, because they know that those in the public sector, they have this frequent and inflow of what? Income, and their job is what? Stable. That's why they utilize those information with the existing bureaus in Ghana to provide them with their credit line. So Bawumia is just what? A frustrated politician. We shouldn't take him serious.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Chairman.
Yeah, Kingsley, thanks so much for the discussion so far. Bawumia, I sometimes want to describe him as the reluctant flag bearer. Reluctant, for somebody who's showing signs like what he's been doing, dancing all over the place. And when the microphone is given to him, all he does is speak on anything that pops up his mind without thinking through it carefully. I don't think that the status he has reached in academic life and knowing exactly, having lived outside too, and knowing what we mean by credit card, we know what we mean by credit score and crediting. He shouldn't be the one speaking like the way he spoke. So he's not prepared for the job they have forced him to take on. Normally before you go to a rally grounds, you may have a number of concepts or ideas, even if 3 for a day, so that you know exactly what your speaking points are. Then you put it out there and speak to it, and then go home. You go and stand there and say, phone. Then you are shouting, yeah, which phone now? Now, what you are saying, you are now, what you are to see, what you are saying, was maybe now on one case, no phone company no be and I say, if you presidency, maybe see phone company to compete with the existing networks that we have in Ghana, MTN and the others which are there. I don't think government is not in business to be selling phones and giving phones to the citizens. No. And our brother
But Chairman, on let's even pretend let's even pretend that
Pretend about what?
but on a more serious note, let's even pretend that Bawumia is telling the truth. Okay, let's pretend that he intended to supply phones to people of Ghana and they will pay 1 Ghana cedis, 2 cedis a month, which we all know is a lie, but let's pretend it is true. If you are a serious Ghanaian, why will you support a person who is telling you that I will take your money to go and pay a Chinese, to go and pay an American, to go and pay a UK person to manufacture phones in their country, create employment in their country, and I'll come and give it to you to pay money? He didn't say he will build companies.
You made a very good dimension. That's another dimension of the whole case, and that makes a lot of sense. The guys are looking for job to do, and then you say that you are taking the job somewhere, and then they manufacture the phone, and then you bring people who are looking for job, at least not only for phone or for data, but jobs that can sustain them to buy kinky and rice. And because I'm Ghana, but I admire Kwakumanu. I see, look, these are the people who should be explaining this. They do the job for because some of us, when we are speaking, maybe the way our citizens, our brothers and sisters will look at you, they will think that you are speaking maybe higher. But Kweku can do this job easily for Bawumia. He has the bomb Bawumia's job.
You see why people question people's PhD. If a whole PhD holder
he has a PhD. No, he has it.
He's frustrated. The man is frustrated, so he's not making sense.
He doesn't want to do the job. He doesn't want to do the job.
And he's a Kokumenu, uneducated man, and he doesn't hide it, you know. And this guy just took his time and just asked basic questions. Like, somebody is not working, you give me credit card to do what with it. And this is the same man who said that his Ghana card is better than 1 Ghana card. Like, he said, if you are not a fool, like, what are you?
No, I think that he should have focused his life on textbooks written by renowned economists somewhere. And then he picks the textbooks. He will be given a syllabus, a curriculum in a school, and then he looks through the textbook and go and pour like lecturing people. At least that one will help him. But the job they have given him already, has accepted himself, he accepted for himself. It's not going to help him. It's not helping him. He doesn't know how to turn around because, first of all, you were brought in as a renowned economist. That you will be helping our currencies, our economic growth, and making sure that we live within a certain way so that we can sustain ourselves and develop. And you have run away from there. You have run away. Recently, he was he's still there. He's still the chairman of the
chairman of the community. Yes,
but that one is by constitution. So you are asking.
But do we have a community in place at all? Because we are suffering right now. We are suffering right now. And then when I listen to the midweek budget, we have that topic, but again, just small. So if you are telling us about we are suffering, we are not able to even pay any of our debts. We are not financial our debts. And our expenditure is going high every day. And the city is doing something to us. People are complaining about taxes. At least you have promised that you will stop that when you get into government. Now you are in government, where you are the chairman of the management committee. Until you get a presidency, you are not going to touch the levy. You had an opportunity to sit with your team and let them know that, look, the levy, munyi win fiha, munyi bola tax no fiha, munyi we. Yangasa krano, reduce. You have promised us that when you get into government, you reduce the ministries. So and the interest you go home after a couple 4 months. But you show signs. Say we really are serious about what we are promising. That's what I will do. Like I'll cut down a few ministries and give them severance package, give them money, go home. To show signs there, asamana makano, and you're good. May ye 11, And I need a grammatic tax on about a half, 0.5. Now you can say, oh, that's the goodwill, that guy, people will be happy. Why you what about him? If you know, supplying food. Now, all the phone Maya,
somebody is telling you that I will give you iPhone 15 and then you pay 1 Ghana. In other words, 12 Ghana a year. And for some reason, there is some idiot somewhere clapping hands. There is somebody seriously believing that for some reason Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia is a serious human being that has to be listened to the extent of, look, today I had some serious videos. Unfortunately, the system was not allowing me to upload them, but it's amazing. But your best so now before your best just like I promised, my main deep promise is my member audio back on the
I have done my best and done so with the best of intentions for my God and my country. I'll allow history to be the judge of how I have served my nation.
One day on television, I will kneel down and say, Mahama, I am sorry. And someone may kafan who saw your angel.
Say one day,
Mahama was an angel.
Mahama Kafra. Mimi this in you, but I stand for the truth. Mahama, sorry.
Oh, I'll take this opportunity to apologize to the former president. I mean, His Excellency John Mahama.
And yesterday, I was bold to apologize to President Mahama because he's a fine gentleman.
Corruption, the number of times 10. Mahama, they see the facha Ghana for the facha and the facha me.
My 5 years to up at your mama chopper, but no physical. Maybe the up on chop. My body be no mama, my body be
Me say someone make a kafa Mahama who pa that time you piece of Mahama you crumpo what you say. Na Mahama angel.
Costero said, Rashid, thank you so much for this expose on the so-called credit score, whatever. These guys are still not done exploiting Ghanaians yet. Eva said, very indeed, precisely frustrated and mess politician. I was talking about Bawumia. Somebody said that Amabile said Bawumia is politically drunk with lies and comedy. No wonder Google described him as an economic liar in the world. Royal said Bawumia is empty. If as a chairman, the question should be, will he be supplying data and call credits free for the phones he is promising? Oh, yes, sir. If I guess that they're always deceiving us Ghanaians. They can never help us, always throwing sand in our eyes. You know, okay. I'm a black is precisely frustrated and a mess. Okay, so several people MFA said, yes, Bawumia is a frustrated man. Because Roya said Bawumia is frustrated. And so on and so forth. Several people making their various comments. So before we get out of here, Chairman, your final comments, and then we leave. Hopefully this week, I'm hoping that I will cut. Charlie, I have a lot of videos to cut. I have a lot of videos to cut. I have a lot of sound bites to cut. But Charlie, time. Hopefully, maybe we'll get Rashid and Ku to join. Let's find some people to help us cut and send out there. Chairman, your last Chairman, position yourself in the camera well.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Kingsley, and my colleagues Rashid and everybody else, and to all Ghanaians. I think the call has been made clear by our former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, regarding the launch of what is at stake. It's about salvaging the country from the doldrums, from the abyss that they have plunged us into. We have started with a lot of debt. We don't know how it's going to go, but God will be on our side and we will be able to lift us up. Everybody should be focused. There should be no distraction. The MPP guys have been trying to distract us with certain irrelevant and unnecessary things. We should just focus, ignore them. We don't need to be responding to everything that they are pulling from the past. like Airbus and all that. They are not relevant to people's lives. We are about the corruption. We are about the thievery. We are about salvaging and rescuing the country from the claws of corruption, the claws of a Japadia who think that the country belongs to them and want to capture the country for themselves. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Rashid. Your words.
Yeah, Kingsley. Me de bia no meka se aboa bi ebewu an opre. Suma hu Bawumia said you could jina ha no awoso no ho na wo sa na se oye niema bi ensem fata. On said you see pre no. Ase Bawumia na ehwe so edibu sa abe no. Nti Bawumia no nim se obeyire afri Ghana politics mu. Obeyire afri mu nti na wo ye sa niema nti me de meka kire me nuanom se sa atro na ndada na omode ye no. He say no Ghana fo eni ate Bawumia asem bi obeka no. Fato to asem a waka atwam no. Ho na abom say election ya yekom no. Ye the trust and integrity and ekwa abatu no. Because Bawumia he obi e wo say wo sa hwe nyame anim kwoto abama no. And then some waka nyina sansem na akọ boma no, but esanse woni ebuoma Ghana fo nti still woda so nama woda so yes anema nti me de mesremu a Ghana fo muma nyina enkambom na 7 December yento abama e former president John Dramani Mahama na nkofo yesika o madi no ombeje nyina ma that's
We are very grateful for everybody who continue to join us and post comments and all of that. We want to say thanks so much, Chairman Rashid, Paul, and Kingsley for this discussion. But we need more of that. We will try as much as possible and do more when it becomes necessary. We will try. And for those names that are posted, I've got 2 numbers already. I'm waiting for 1 more number. But between today and tomorrow, you will definitely receive your data support. And so we will continue to do it. And hopefully it will get better and bigger. Thank you guys very much. My name is Kingsley, Kormla, Elikem, Mortey, and we'll see you again next week. Maybe these coming days, as we keep going, maybe we'll begin to come in the course of the week. We don't know yet if time permits, but we'll see what we can be able to do. Thank you guys very much. Keep your eyes here. As the elections get closer, we will come here and we'll keep going. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.